So whilst I'm waiting for the feedback sound to come through, anyone else feeling this intense eclipse energy? Because I am. I'm feeling it so much. Like, we'll talk a little bit more. All right, there we go. Not better. You can just hear me talking in the background, but the sound works. So welcome everybody. My name is Kelita, Sahliah. If you're new, if you're not, then welcome. On my channel, I share my perspective and my lens on how I view reality, our realm that we share together collectively. And this right now is astrology of the sky, astronomy basically. It is combining astronomy and astrology together. Oh, we've got a notification. Hopefully that didn't pick it up, but we basically combine astronomy and astrology together, and yeah, we combine it together. There are videos down below if you'd like to check that out, like why I use the sky basically. So I'll go into more details there, but to me it just makes more logical sense to look at the sky if that's what we're meant to be interpreting, and see where the luminaries are dancing themselves, you know, because when you do that you'll recognize, especially Western astrology is a little bit off, just a little, but I do explain more in that video. All the links will be in the description down below. And yes, so I have gone over my perspective of Saturn being in Aquarius, not what mainstream tropical is saying, and also Pluto being in Capricorn. Again, it's saying Pluto's in, I don't even know what mainstream is saying, but according to what is outside, that's where they are. And I've done like quite a long video on both of them, talking about what could potentially happen as cycles just repeat themselves, you know, they repeat. So welcome. As I said anyway, I do use the visible sky over here, but never take my word for it. Look yourself. There is an app, and one of my favorite apps that I do use multiple to be fair, but my favorite is Stellarium. This isn't a promotion, this isn't sponsored, but I do use Stellarium. I find it the most easiest personally, for the mobile. I do have one for the desktop as well, which isn't Stellarium. It's something else that I'm paying monthly for, and I'm sure I've deleted it, but I need to figure that out again. It was just my laptop couldn't handle it. It's like I need a computer. But anyway, yeah, don't take my word for it. Download the app, grab yourself a calendar if you wish. If you'd like, grab yourself a calendar. It is a transit calendar in alignment with the visible sky, and you can download the app yourself or any app of your choice and follow along too. So that is in the description if you'd like that. There's also a website called The Sky Live, literally The Sky Live. I'm not even spelling it out with my finger. It's fine. But that, you just type it in and it's just going to tell you where the luminary planets, I call them luminaries, but where they are currently live, where they are live, and that will tell you as well, like, mainstream astrology is a little bit off. It's just a little bit off. But anyway, without further ado, 4 minutes in, the order of this live and what we do, and because it is a new month, I like to go over the numerology, as you can't even see because of this thing. Let me try and turn this so it's a bit better. Can you see the numerology now? Yeah, is that a bit? Yes, that's much better. Why didn't I do that before? Anyway, but my shadow's casting a bit. We'll work it out. So, yeah, so the order of the live, we go over numerology. Because it is a new month, I do this once a month for the numerology, and then after that we'll get into the transits. I can't remember the transits that's happening this week, and then the moon phases that's happening this week. We'll then clarify with a little bit of tarot. We'll clarify with that to see if the energy matches or aligns, because we're testing things. It's all trial and error out here. And then after that, we come back to the present moment of today. Core blimey, yeah, I wrote it down. I'm like, did I find out the moon? But yeah, I know where it is. So that is the order of the live. So without further ado, I'd like to sit and just chat to the camera. I swear I'm going to come on live again. This is live, but I'm going to come on live and just talk. I did it one time talking about religion because that's where I was all up and starting before. It was quite nice, just ranting. But anyway, the numerology of this month. So we've got 2, 2, 3. So that's 2003. For those who don't know, we to calculate the numerology of the month, you calculate the year, which is 2023. There's no point putting the 0 because it doesn't mean anything, because it's everything. But anyway, you calculate the year and the month. So it's 223 plus the, what month are we? 5, because it's May. And then that equals, what does that equal? I've already done it because this is an interesting one, but it equals 12, and then that goes down into a 3. Okay, and I like writing it like this because this gives you quite a lot of information depending on your point of view. Okay, I also like to take note of the numerology based off if our, you know, because we start the year in January in the middle of winter, which is just highly inaccurate. So I do like to do it if we were to start in March, like the beginning. So if that was the case, again, we've got the 2, 2, 3 year, and it would be plus 3 because May would be the 3rd month. We have March, April, May. Okay, so then that equals 10, which just is a 1. So it's basically just a 1. So the numbers I'm paying attention to are the 3 and the 1. Okay, so what this is telling me from my perspective, I'm giving my perspective and my lens first, and then I'll say like the general Google definition or book definition, because they're all about the place. Like, I do have like this book for numerology, so it is like simple. Numerology made it easy, but I'm not gonna lie, I get my own definition. So what I look at with the 3 anyway, I see the 3 in terms of like geometry and the vibrational frequency of our patterns and stuff. I see 3 as not just a number 3, but a whole coil. I see it as a whole coil. So in essence, like a sine wave, a new frequency, or in essence, like it's the coil which the energy moves along. Okay, so that's how I see number 3. And then the 1, I see as the 1 is the, it's that structure and support. So you see how I've drew that then? You see how I've drew it? But I see 1 as the structure and the support, which allows the energy to move along. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. If it does, give me a thumbs up. But that's what I see in essence. So based on this being like a 12-3, which this isn't a karmic number, but this number comes up a lot for me. And the reason why I break things down like this and pay attention, because when you go and look deep into your numerology aspects, do it if you haven't. It's just so amazing, just another perspective. But 3 for me is my maturity number. Okay, so 3 for me is my maturity number. So I pay attention when these numbers pop up. I'm like, okay, especially when it falls under a 12-3 or a 21-3, because Saturn in gematria equals 21, and Saturn is like known as that discipline, that structure, that the one giving you the maturity. So I just find it interesting how it all like links up for me personally anyway. So if you do know your numbers in numerology, do pay attention, because when these numbers pop up in our realm, it's telling you something. Is this aspect or this area about your maturity, which, you know, is number 3. So in my head, I'm like, okay, this month there's going to be a lot of growth and maturity for me. That's how I'm taking that. but it could be any of your numbers. Is it your life path number it's linking up to? Is it your soul urge number? My soul urge is a 9, so it's like when 9s appear, I'm like, ooh, you know, I just know how to operate and respond more. But coming off of me, just going back to the numerology, I essentially see a new wavelength, a new creation, essentially, because it is that new coil that's being formed where the energy is going to go along. Number 3 is kind of linked to creation and being creative with your ideas. So then that makes sense for me anyway. So if this month you're feeling like, oh, ideas and inspirations are coming through with your creations on probably how to get it out there, thinking in a more unique, creative way, just go with it, go with the flow. And then of course, based on not the Gregorian calendar, it's coming down with a 1 number. So again, the energy of the one creates or gives the structure and the support for anything to like exist in essence. It is that masculine energy, that light that pierces through. And then once that light has made its way, then everything else knows that that's the support. So in essence, as you see here, it's like the 1 is the support going through the coil, and then the coil's going around the support, you see, and it's just spiraling outwards and going around. So that's how I see that as well. Number 1, the energy around number 1, it is you're basically your success. It is the support and the structure, and it is your individuality is the key to your success, and it is doing it. Number 1's kind of like first house in astrology. So it is just like, yes, this is me. So all of this together is like knowing that you are the key to to your success. You are that light that's going to pierce through to give that support, to then allow this creativity around who you just are, your amazingness, and your creativity will then just spiral out this month. That's what I'm seeing based on numerology anyway. And I know I don't have a normal perspective of numerology. You can literally just Google 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. But I feel when it comes to everything in our realm, it's so important to get your own knowing of the thing, because then you can, I don't know, you can stand more firmer in your knowing, you know. So instead of understanding shit, you're standing within your knowing. You get what I'm saying? You can't be moved. Okay, you can't be moved. So moving on now, take a deep breath. The transits for this week, sorry. So these are all the luminary positions where the luminaries will be on the 30th of April. So we're going from Sunday to Saturday, Sunday the 30th until Saturday the 6th of May. My birthday is the 7th of May, by the way, people. So just putting that out there, you know. Yeah, so this is where the luminaries will be. Something I want to point out, Lilith is sat in SEXTANS. Have you heard of that star constellation? Lilith is sat in SEXTANS right now, actually, and it will be there. It will be there. So let me just talk about it quickly. So SEXTANS, it's an interesting star constellation, and basically, in simplicity, I'll talk about it more another time, but it was a tool that was used to measure the placements of the stars. Now, I find that so interesting because who are the stars of the show? We are the stars of our own show. It's us all the time, forever and always. So this particular star constellation, Lilith being there, resistance may come around, or you may feel resistance in terms of, shit, who am I and where is my placement in life? If you've naturally been feeling like that, I'd love to know. But like literally, if you've been feeling like, where is my place in life? It may be because there's just Lilith, there's just resistance around Lilith and SEXTANS. That's what it's about. So I find that so interesting. Or if like thoughts and feelings have been coming up, just more of like, what is my place in reality? What is my place in our realm? Like, what am I doing here, basically? Or if there's any like external pressures which kind of like makes you think, oh, should I be doing this, etc., etc. It could potentially be because Lilith is sat there. So moving now onto the transits, 15 minutes deep. There's no transits happening this week, to be honest with you. All that's happening is Pluto, it's over here. Pluto's gonna retrograde. And then we have a whole lunar eclipse here. Okay. So I'm going to just draw, that's in Libra, so we'll draw that there. And of course, the ones before that is obviously Virgo. We'll just write these all now. And then Scorpio. Yeah. Okay. So, this whole Pluto retrograding. So what am I seeing with Pluto retrograding in the gaff? It's taking a sip of a beverage. Hang on. So, Pluto retrograding. What is Pluto? In essence, Pluto is the god. It is a messenger, just like Mercury, but Mercury is God's messenger. Pluto is a messenger from the god of the underworld. Like, this is death happening with Scorpio, not Scorpio, with Pluto. It is a messenger, and it represents, or its only desire is it wants to give you what you want. Okay, so whatever version you're ready to be in this life, it's like, okay, we're doing it. And you then attract different experiences to you, which gives you an opportunity or a situation, ship or whatever, to shed off that old and to become the new. Literally just like that scorpionic death, shed it off and become the new. You learn from the experiences, you grow, and step by step, moment by moment, experience by experience, you become that version that you want to become. And Pluto's like, yes, it's happening. Okay, so that is Pluto. It is it does represent more of our internal values. You can't see that luminary in the sky. You need a telescope. You can't see with your own two eyes. So it is more of the spiritual aspect and nature of our reality. Saturn is the furthest luminary that you can see with your visible eye. So it represents every luminary up until Saturn represents more of what will be more noticeable in the physical reality, in our physical realm. Whereas the other ones, they are more internal, so they're more slower moving. It's more of that, like, literally manifestation. Can I put it the best way I can put it? It's like bringing what's out into your head into reality. And it's like all of these, the slower moving luminaries, work on that. Okay, so Pluto, this one that wants to give you what you want, it's currently in Capricorn. So what it's doing right now is it's setting those solid foundations, in essence, to bring you closer towards that step and that version of you that you're seeing. And it is retrograding. So from my perspective, retrogrades are it is a slowing down. It is a not like completely slowing down, but rather rethinking and giving that opportunity and that time, in essence, where you probably didn't have time before because you just, I don't know, feeling so overwhelmed. More times than none, I'm overwhelmed. And sometimes I'm like, what? For what reason? But anyway, these retrogrades allow that time naturally to be like, oh yeah, I've just happened to get it done. And then you just feel productive, etc., etc. So what I'm seeing here is anything, in essence, that you've not done or didn't get a chance to do, you're going to start doing it. So it is retrograding. Pluto's retrograding up till the end of the year, but it does switch sign. So it is in Capricorn and it retrogrades. When does it move? Is it in July? Yes. So I'm like, get your calendars, people. Where's this? Can you see it? So on the 8th of July 2023, Pluto retrogrades back into Sagittarius. So this is where it's like more interesting now, because the Capricorn energy, we had a little taster of it, but it's been nothing yet. Like, bear in mind, energies don't start and stop on days. It phases in and phases out. The bigger the luminary in terms of how long it transits, Pluto stays in signs for 10 plus years, could be even 15, coming up to 20 if it's a larger sign. So it takes a bit more time to build up the momentum. Okay. Quicker moving luminaries like the moon, it's obviously much quicker. Mercury is much quicker too, to build up that momentum. So it's kind of like it was getting ready to build up its momentum and now it's slowing down. Okay, it's slowing down in terms of this solid foundation energy, and it's retrograding back into Sagittarius until literally until January. Until January, it's gonna be in Sagittarius until January 2024. Look, this goes up until, can you see? No. Where? Yeah, Pluto enters Capricorn on the 3rd of January 2024. So, and then it stations direct, like obviously at the end of the year, but we don't really need to focus on that. So that's telling me is like we have literally just had a little taster of how in essence we'd like to set up solid foundations. What has been happening with you? Obviously think for yourself, feel free to comment, message me or whatever. If you want to conversate, I'm happy to, but just think about your own life here, because I am no expert. I'm far from an expert. And I'm just out here observing how my life has been and seeing if it matches up with this or if it doesn't. Okay, we're not relying on any of this. It's so important to know that. Just live your life, and if it matches up, it matches up. So I personally noticed I definitely was having more ideas, more focus in terms of like, okay, this is how I can get these solid foundations set up in my life. Like, that's what I've been working on in terms of like business ideas and etc, etc. But I also realized that in order for these solid foundations to be set up and to be fully established, I know myself that I have to go back and do some more learning. I have to fix up on my learning. And this is where it entering Sagittarius from July, 8th of July, till the end of the year in essence, where is coming about. So I'm seeing from summer till literally the end of the year, if you're out there still tying up loose ends, how to put it, because Sagittarius is that perspective, that higher perspective, that higher learning. It is that focused direction as well. So it's like, oh, okay, we've had this little taster of how we'd like our solid foundation to be set up, but now it's kind of, we're going back. We're going to get our focus and our direction even more clearer. There may be even more learning, double learning, extra learning, whichever, to support all of this, all of the solid foundations being set. So again, this is why I love the dance of the luminaries. I love nature, because this story makes sense to me, and it makes sense with how I am with my life, because I have some extra learning to do, and I just haven't had the time before. I haven't had the time, and it's like now I've been slowly mentally, now things start mentally. I've been slowly like saying, okay, yeah, I need to get back into this. I need to study more of my trading. It's because like I know what I'm doing, but I'm still learning. So I need to I'm learning like an advanced level of things. So it's like, okay, I need to get back into that. And there's just other stuff. There's other stuff, and I feel it's just working in alignment with all the stuff I'm ready to bring out. So that's personally what I'm seeing with Pluto retrograding. We will be having a chance, in essence, to get our vision and our direction focused, more clear, getting all the extra information we need to support truly bringing in these solid foundations into our reality from 2024 onward. And this is why, because I deal with crypto, this is why I'm like, yo, crypto is, and as I says, because retrogrades, you're going over what you've not done. Crypto, it's going to go over and do what it's not done yet. Okay, it needs to reach certain highs, not any higher, but it does need to reach certain highs. And I'll go over this in my mini little podcast for my Patreon, but it's going to reach where it needs to reach because it hasn't done it yet, and then it will come back down. He's gonna do that during the retrograde, basically. And because Pluto isn't fully in Capricorn yet, that is my biggest sign telling me, like, okay, it's in Capricorn now, so whatever the crypto market's gonna do is giving us a taster of what is to come. Okay, it's not the be all and end all when it's ready to make its move soon, because the real thing starts when Pluto is officially in Capricorn. Okay, like the market won't be as low as it is ever again. Yeah, so take that however you wish to interpret it. Take that however you wish to interpret it, but that's what I'm seeing anyway with that. So that's enough about Pluto. I hope that made sense. On to the moon now, this lunar eclipse. So I mentioned at the beginning, I'm feeling this eclipse energy. Like eclipse energies, it is that turn and that shift in energy in essence, because it's like, okay, you've done whatever in the winter, you've planted seeds in the winter, it's now spring, so it's just like that kick. And as I said, you don't even need all these astrology shit. You really don't need it. Pay attention to nature. That alone gives you everything you need, personally. But of course, astrology is also nature, so you know, it's one of them ones. But so this lunar eclipse, or these eclipses, it gives that shift and that change in energy. You've planted the seeds in winter, it's now spring, it's like that kick needs to happen for whatever you've planted to begin to grow. Okay, so this is the whole eclipse energy, this eclipse season. Then it happens again at the end of the year when it's like, okay, we're flipping the script now, it's time to plant seeds again. That's how it kind of works, how I see it from my perspective. And of course, it is a lunar eclipse. So based around like the moon, it is becoming, or it is illuminated. So something will become illuminated, more clear around that time. And I've been feeling it. I've been feeling a lot of the energy of, the best way I can put it into a phrase is becoming. I'm feeling a lot of pressure in becoming right now. So that's how I'm feeling it. But as the moon does illuminate, and it is going to be in Libra, this eclipse, so it will obviously be more potent in terms of your intuition, dreams, all of that stuff, your the feminine aspects of you, basically. So your emotions, your feelings, even your creativity, something may become heightened around that. And again, this makes sense. Does that not make sense? Wasn't I talking about creativity with the whole numerology? And obviously, because it is illuminated, creativity is more of the feminine principle, creation. So yeah, and it is in Libra. So Libra I see as a very powerful manifester and creator, because it is like, it's got this whole airhead, so it's bringing what's in the head and bringing it out into the plane of existence. It's like you're bringing it out from your head, and it's being scaled and weighed, just like, okay, now that it's out, what's the scale? What's the justice going to be? How is it going to be in your reality, in the plane of existence? Is there going to be a balance, or whichever, basically? That's how I see that. So kind of like what I'm seeing is potentially next week, there may be like a big, like intuitive or creative idea, inspiration, what you feel is best for you, that may come to light, that may be illuminated around about the 5th. So yeah, the 5th. And because the moon, yeah, no, it enters on the 5th. Libra's not the biggest sign in the gaff. So it's in Libra till about 8 p.m. It's in there till about 8 p.m. on the 6th, and then the moon transits into Scorpio. So, yeah, so going back now, because I do want to incorporate all the moon signs. So as the week starts, essentially, the moon will be in Virgo, because it is going to a full moon, the lunar eclipse. Intuition, your emotions, your feelings are becoming more heightened. You can trust it more. It's coming back online in essence. And because it is in Virgo, I'm seeing there be more thought really around how you would like to do what you would like to do. So that could be anything. It depends on your life. It could be like how you want to develop with a partner, how you want to develop with your business, how do you want to develop with the relationship with any family member. It could be anything depending on your point of view. But I'm seeing definitely a lot of illumination around how you're going to do it with the Virgo, because Virgo wants to know for sure, how am I going to give my love and how am I going to serve? And I want to do it in the best motherfucking possible way ever. So I'm going to look at every single angle, every single detail to make sure I'm doing it in the best way. So that's Virgo energy. So if you're feeling that, if you're feeling extra like, oh shit, let me have a look at this, let me just double check this, just go with the flow with everything, go with how you naturally feel. And then of course it's like, once you've took time and analyzed all the details, you've looked around, along comes Libra. Okay, so you've decided, and then Libra brings that out now into the plane of existence. And then, of course, it's like, right, once that's come out into scales now, we then have this Scorpio death. Okay, the Scorpio death. So that is kind of what I'm seeing there. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing there. We're moving on to... Oh, shoot. That's interesting. I'm going to leave them, but I wasn't ready. I've got 2 cards that's come up in reverse. I wasn't fully ready. So, we'll see. We're doing the tarot now to just clarify this energy to see, are we gassing or are we, what's going on? Okay, is that come up in... That's come up in reverse too. Oh, anything else to clarify these energies? Just what's next week looking like? Oh gosh, I didn't even do the month. Okay, what's next week looking like? Judgment in reverse. Getting a lot of reversed. Okay, so this month, the month of May 2023, what is May bringing us? Tarot or whomever. I saw something today saying like, oh, if you're doing tarot, you must cover your hair. I don't know. My hair's kind of always covered anyway, but for this month, message. What's happening this month of May? I'm not an expert again at this, just what comes out comes out. Okay, we're getting a lot of reverses and one more for the month of May. For the month of May. This landed upright. It landed upright, to be honest. But it's when I picked it up, I saw it as a reverse. So, we'll see. So this week, what kind of come out, which I am taking note of, these just popped out straight away, and both are in reverse. We've got the Devil and the Knight of Swords. So let's just take a look at this. The devil come out in reverse. Let's see the Knight of Swords first. So the Knight of Swords, self-assured, incisive, frank, impetuous, critical, indiscreet, powerful intellect, analyze the situation, cut off from feelings. So that come in reverse. I'm seeing you're probably not going to be cut off from feelings, and I've put catching pips, not feelings, so I guess that's not right. I'm joking. This said, you don't live by these things, we're just doing it for fun. Yeah, like our intellect may not be up there, we may not be really critical, we probably will be a bit more discreet with what we're doing. We'll see. If this resonates, let me know. And then we've got the devil, the whole devil. All of these come out in reverse, you know. The devil's number 15. Oh gosh, in reverse, you're free from a manipulative situation. So that's why it's like I wanted to take that. We've also got the Seven of Swords in reverse too. So, okay, dishonesty, stealth, escape, lone wolf, running from the truth. So this running from the truth, wanting to be alone, lying or cheating and getting away with it. But this has come up in reverse for this week. So that's telling me there's no lying or cheating, there's no wanting to be alone, there's no running from the truth, and yeah, like there's more honesty happening, not dishonesty, and you're not really out here trying to be alone. You get what I'm saying? And then we've got the Judgment. So that actually came up in reverse too. So we're not being judged all up in this gaff. Let's see what it's saying. Okay, so if this has come up in reverse for this week, there may be a regretting of the past. So something may come up and you're just like, oh, shit. That's the best way I could put it. Just like, oh, damn. This week. So I'm seeing like the devil, no manipulation. There's not going to be any foolishness happening with the Seven of Swords. There may be a little bit of regret of some sort. We'll see. Oh, I don't like that one. And okay, for the month. So we do have the Five of Wands. And that came out in reverse too. So the Five of Wands, oh, I'll take this any day. I'll take this. Minor setbacks, rivalry, competition, trying to defend yourself unsuccessfully, irritating events, hassled and frustrating circumstances. But this has come up in reverse. So that's telling me none of that shit's happening. There won't be minor setbacks. Things are moving forward. No competition, because there's no competition anyway. And there's no point. Well, if you have to defend yourself, you're going to be successful. And yeah, events and things just aren't really going to irritate you. Things are just going more of your way. Oh, I spoke so long. And then we do have the Magician. So we do have the Magician as number 1. It came out right way. But I saw it reversed. So we're reading both. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So the Magician, it is number 1. Again, we've got this numerology number 1. So that's interesting. It is initiative, persuasion, action, concentration, focusing on a goal, acting with awareness, getting magical results. Wisdom is the key to success. Don't deceive yourself that you know all of the answers. But then I saw it in reverse. It came up the right way because of the card. I saw it backwards. And then it's like I flipped it over like that. It's like the way I picked it up. So, yeah. So you may have potentially for this month. So these are this month. Ooh. So you may think like in terms of your goals, you may think, shit, is this really of value? If it resonates with it in reverse for you, but it did come out upright. So do know you don't have all the answers, but yeah, you've got focus on your goals essentially. And then with the Five of Wands, things are moving. Five of Wands in reverse, things are moving. It's not just staying there for the month. Okay. And yeah, this week, no, the following week seems like it's gonna be okay. This is a whole 40 minutes. And it's like I can feel my mouth getting tired. So, finishing quickly now. The moon is sat in Cancer, and then the only thing to remember is it is eclipse season for one, and today is that shift in energy. It is the first quarter moon, so we're moving from a no moon, new moon into a full moon. So it is that shift in energy that's taking place today. So if you do notice like any changes in terms of your feelings, emotions, how you're being moved in essence, that's because it's happening today. Your feelings, emotions, possibly around how that is, you know, all the numerology is starting to happen today. And I just wanted to take a look, to be fair. So for the actual month, I like these in relation to the numerology. I like these. So this being in reverse, like movement is happening. You won't be irritated for stuff. As I said, creation. Number 3 is a power of creation. So it's like, yeah, movement is happening for your creations in essence. Be you naturally, stand out as you, and movement is happening. Remember you've not got all the answers, you've not got all the wisdom. So just focus on your goals. If it resonated with you for it to be in reverse, because there was 2, then there's still movement happening this month, but you may get feelings of, oh shit, is my goal worthwhile? But just keep going, because it is. Like, if it's your goal, then it's important, and that's the end of the story. Okay. And then of course this week, Devil in reverse. No one's out here deceiving you. Did I do the 7 of Swords? Yeah, things are happening this week. Okay, I'm getting super sleepy because this has gone to 40 minutes. Just long. Not say what I spoke about, but yeah. But anyway, that is it. That's the present moment. Anyway, the present moment, the moon is in Cancer. Right now, there is a quarter moon today. So the energy is shifting. And we're also in eclipse season. So it is a very transformative time. We're getting ready to become this whole new version of ourselves because the sun is chilling in Aries. So all of this is happening. Okay, we'll be creating in a new way because of the numerology of this month. And yeah, I'm seeing movement. There's always movement, like we'll just see how the week goes, but I do hope this makes sense. I hope you enjoyed the live. If you did, if anything resonated at all, please feel free to give me a like, give a share as well. I'd really appreciate it. Grab yourself a calendar if you would like. And yes, without further ado, I think that's it. So I'm going to skedaddle now, but thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you next week, Thursday. Angel out. Bye. Bye.